Natandika victorious mu 1999 n'abaana 3 ne miliyoni emu mu nnyumba bw'ogiraba tosobola kukkiriza nti essomero lisobola kutandikaawo kubanga nali sirina nnyo ssente nga nina miliyoni emu ne ntandikiraawo Mukama n'annyamba ne tukula kati victorious tulina campuses 4 e Kampala Ntinda Bakuli Old Kampala ne campus emu eriko online abaana basomera ku mukutu ne campus emu eri Mukono eya boarding.
Ladies and gentlemen, with me is one of the biggest proprietors of schools. She started small, private schools, that's what I mean. She started small. She's Madame Barbara Ofono. She has made it. Many branches have come up. How has she managed? Our focus is going to be on how to manage home and business. Money comes and the home doesn't shut down. How has she balanced both? Tugende maaso tujja tabula bwe tukyompola mpola buli mwaveewo ng'alina kasobodde okufuna kakati walina miliyoni emu omwami yali akuwagidde yakwongerezaako oba wamulabamu ng'alinga atakibayinze.
Natandika ne miliyoni emu nzekka. It was my personal saving. Esente z'omukyala olina sente zo n'otandika okutambuza business. Naye bwe nabuuza ku bantu mikwano gyange baani buli bwe nagamba nga nti ngenda kutandika essomero nga baŋŋamba tojja kusobola. Olina sente meka? Tojja kufuna baana, tekijja kubeerawo. Naye nze nga mu mutima gwange njagala nnyo abaana benjagala okubeeramu benasomanga nabo ku university ne baŋŋamba bagenda kulowooza nti tewasoma. You're going to look like a school dropout atagendangako ku musomero kubanga mu myaka gya 90s 1999 we twatandikira nga basinga mu ssomero mu ya nursery. Their school maybe dropouts, they have ended S3, S2, but my friends couldn't see that going to do a school, a kindergarten, would really be something that would promote me in a way that, have I gone to school? Is that what I could do? How could I go to teach nursery children? But that was my passion. It's my passion. I love to do it. I wanted to take care of children from early childhood up to beyond.
Well, Madame Barbara, now that you started, what challenges did you encounter? You had the money, you had that courage, some people don't have it. Negative energy, you dealt with it. Your first year, what happened?
When I started, it was next to impossible. Because even the rent, I couldn't pay. I started with 30 chairs. When it would be time for children to write, they would kneel down, write on the chairs. Then time for teaching, they would sit on the chairs. Then they would learn. Parents would come, because I was a Sunday school teacher in a church, and I would direct parents that I have a school. When the parents would come, they would look at the environment and would just leave. In fact, nze abazadde bangi nnyo bajja kubanga nze bwe nkwata mwana wo, it's like a magnet. I have a magnet for children because it's my passion. I love them. They feel the space to be loved. So the children would tell their parents, Auntie Barbara at church. So when they would come to look for me, I say, but I have a kindergarten. Because even at church, I was teaching kindergarten class. But when they would come to the building, bambi, ngenyumba jendimu eswaza. Ninga bazadde bangamba bw'ogirongoosa tujja kuleeta abaana. So nentandikaawo, nengezaako, kasita abaana baawera 3. Nebaza Katonda. I could not believe I could get 30 children in that building the way it was. The 1 million I had already spent it. I had no other source of getting other money apart from the children who were supposed to join the school, pay fees, and I ran the school. So I thank God that I happened to be a member of a circle. At that time, it was just young workers. So in 2000, young workers began a circle. I was the first person to borrow money from the circle. Because in the circle, you don't need to have collateral. When I went to the bank, before that, bank yagaana okumpa ssente
ngera batosobola nakuzizza
olina ekyapa olina kino okola ki nga byonna sirina nnyo ne bagaana. So the bank denied to give me a loan, but why save? Because I had friends that we had grown up with as young workers in the church. They really decided to stand along with me and accepted to stand along with me, and I got a loan. And immediately I got that loan and made the place look like the parents wanted it. The numbers of the children filled the place. As far as I'm concerned, if you begin a school and you don't want children, you keep pulling their ears, slapping them, kicking them, they will go away. You will not get enrollment. You may have children, a few, because there may be children who will not tell their parents, but 90% of those children will go back and report to their parents what you are doing. And that is how, for us, our enrollment went high. The child goes home, is talking about the school, the love. Teacher carried me. Teacher hugged me. Teacher did this for me. So the parent brings the child, and even the friends around bring the children. So I doubt if that school can grow. It may be maybe with a few children, but it cannot grow to a bigger number. Like for us now, all these other 6 campuses, where would we get the numbers if we don't reach children well? Thank you so much. You need to set a boundary. You need to show your child rules and regulations. You know, many times we want to love our children and leave them to do whatever they want to do. When you do that, they will never see the boundary. They do whatever. But in class, they have class rules. The environment is different. So just make the environment at home conducive. Like time to sleep, you know that it is this time to sleep. He has to move with him in the supermarket. If you say today we are not buying anything, let him cry, but do not give to him because you told him. So those are the boundaries and rules that I'm referring to. Thank you.
Hello, Madam Barbara. Have you ever been at the verge of closing at the time of starting? And then have you ever feared death? How did you go about it? Then the location of the business, was it at a place that was easily accessed by the clients? Or if your business is kind of indoor, how did you go about getting clients?
Thank you so much. There was a time I felt I'm even going to close because I didn't have money. So what I did, I decided to look for work. I looked for another work, and I was working somewhere, getting the money to pay, especially when it was still 3. We started with 3 teachers. I was the 3rd teacher. So I had to go do work. I got this work as a project manager somewhere. So I would do the work there, bring money to pay the people that I was working with while we were growing. Debt, I fear debt. The first thing I do when I get money, it is for that purpose. I will not get this money because I'm driving a small car and I buy a big car. It wasn't for that. I took a long time renting because I was still building the institution. I didn't run to get a house, get these things. People would look at me and say, how can you stay in such a place? A whole headmistress, a whole this. I wouldn't allow people to just push me, but what is in my pocket? Because that debt is not your money. It's the bank's money. So you use it well for that purpose, and always the first thing you do, pay the debt as slated. Don't just misuse. When you misuse, you'll find yourself crashing and the school closing. I think.
Hello, Madam Barbara. I'm called Monica. The question I have goes to you head teachers. I happen to bring my daughter after nursery to your school. P1, you start telling me she's not picking up. She's not performing well. Let's try to push her to P2. Then after P2, you tell me we are suspending this girl. She's not performing at our level, expectations. So what advice do you want us parents to do for these children?
Thank you so much, Madam Monica. I'm sorry to hear that. We never suspend children. I have a boy who is now in China. He's doing masters. He was a very, very slow learner. But we handled him and made him do exams through a transcriber. Maybe the problem could come. Sometimes we bring children from kindergartens where they have 100%. Now, when you bring them and they start coming low on their results, the parent says, you are not teaching. But you needed to have a more interaction with us so that we exactly realize what that child is. Because we have children with dyslexia, mild. Many schools don't take them. We have them. We have had them sit PLE because they do exams through transcribers. We have had children who are autistic, mild autistic. They have been with us. Even though you go to the school, to Chambogo, and ask Dr. Njuchi, he normally refers the slow children to our school because we normally know how to handle them. So it's unfortunate that that happened to you, but I would request that I would see you and we see how to resolve that, because we are known as a school that allows the slow learners. Because we do not say that you are going to sit PLE and we are only taking people with first grade. We never. Because there are children who will never get first grade in class, but in life, they will get first grade. I am a product of that, and I can never accept that to happen in our schools, because it's not about only reciting what is in the book, but when you meet with your passion, you excel and become outstanding.